What's up, party people? I'm Julian.
And I'm Carolina, and today we're going to talk about why this is a perfect time to make a change.
Well, why is that? Right now there has been a disruption due to the coronavirus and everything has come to a still stand. And this is now the perfect time to pivot and adjust.
Imagine the human brain is like a field. And when we're babies, it's a plain field, it's just grass. And as we start to grow older, then we start to add houses and paths, and it starts to become a town and then a city. And we have these streets that we go through every day when we are facing a situation, patterns that we repeat. And this is like our path of least resistance. This is what we do as a default, and it's our way of interacting with the environment most of the time. So introducing change means not taking those paths, actually getting off the beaten path. And for example, if you imagine like this little town that you built in your mind, then you can at some point take a detour and get into the woods. So how is this translated to practical terms?
So one could be fitting now into the context that everything right now is locked down, everybody is sort of at home in quarantine, and you have to, the situation you have to adapt to. And you basically have then three options. So either you can complain and see that nothing is changing due to complaining. You can accept it and at least like get along with it, sort of. And the third one is, okay, change it. What do I mean by changing it? So in this specific context, it could be literally anything. You could just create something you haven't done in a while, like a picture, a painting, or create just videos in order to empower other people to do something like we do. And so with that, you can just get and create new ways on the current problems you're facing.
To illustrate, what we will recommend you to do is an exercise. So you probably have things that you've been pondering about in the last couple of days, thought patterns that have been repeating themselves, things that are this sort of hamster wheel that you are stuck in and you just don't seem to find a way out. And grab a thought, any thought that is just like following those guidelines, and write it down. And the mere act of writing it down is already going to provide some distance and some objectiveness, if that's a word. And you will be able to see it already with some sort of distance and some different eyes. And not just do that, but also additionally try to think what your mom would say, or what a teacher would say, or what would say Tyrion Lannister. I don't know, somebody that you're inspired by, or somebody that you think that would handle the situation better than you, or even your best version of yourself. That would be so next level. And you can observe the situation, reassess it, and probably find a different way of facing the same problem, but with a different perspective.
Okay, let's maybe take an example for this. So you have been thinking about an issue in a relationship with a friend or another person, and you have a conflict. And this thought is running through your head, like, why could this person do this to me, or why did this happen? And now just take the perspective of your mom. What would she say about it? Maybe something like, son, why don't you think about the background the other person had? Maybe they had a bad day. Or, son, how could you react to this person in a bad way beforehand anyway? So just to get a different perspective in there and see what it does to your perspective of the whole situation. And an illustration could be this.
Since we weren't specific enough already, mm-hmm. Imagine that this hamster wheel is restricting you, and this is your thought, this is where your mind goes, your consciousness, and you're just restricting it by adding guideline. And what we do when we start to think of different perspectives is we remove this pattern that we tend to repeat, and then we can just move around a lot more, and it's so much more fun, and there are so many more options when you let go of the freaking stick. There's a saying actually in Spanish that it's like, don't put sticks on your wheel, so don't do that. grandpa wisdom.
So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.
Or like. Or heart. Or whatever belongs to the platform that you're watching us in. Thank you. Mwah.